Okay, so you want to own a private island. You want to buy a pristine piece of geography surrounded by crystal clear water. Build a sprawling luxury villa, park your yacht at the dock, and completely detach yourself from the rules, the noise, and the crowds of the mainland. You envision yourself sitting on a white sand beach that belongs entirely to you, the ultimate sovereign of your own personal kingdom, possessing the absolute highest status symbol available to a human being on planet Earth. It looks like the ultimate escape. It looks like a romantic, peaceful, and endlessly relaxing permanent vacation. It is not. The modern private island is a financial and logistical black hole. It is a business where you are not just buying real estate, but where you are forced to become the mayor, the utility company, the sanitation department, and the emergency services director for a municipality of one. It is a world where a $5 bag of cement costs $500 to deliver, where nature is actively and aggressively trying to dissolve everything you build, where the government will fight you for years over the removal of a single bush, and where your entire multi-million-dollar investment can be completely erased by a single catastrophic weather event. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why owning a private island defies every normal law of real estate. You will learn how the actual purchase price of the island is the absolute cheapest part of the entire process. You will understand the devastating reality of the island logistics premium, and you will realize why the ultra-wealthy individuals who buy these properties often spend millions of dollars just trying to get rid of them a few years later. Let us start at the very beginning, with the purchase. You open a luxury real estate catalog and you see a beautiful 10-acre island in the Bahamas or Belize or off the coast of Nova Scotia, and the listing price is $1.5 million. You look at the real estate market in New York or London or San Francisco, where $1.5 million buys you a tiny, outdated 2-bedroom apartment, and you think this is the greatest bargain on earth. You can own an entire island for the price of a condo. But you are falling for the greatest trap in the asset class. When you buy that island for $1.5 million, you are not buying a resort. You are buying raw, undeveloped, highly hostile earth. There is no dock. There are no roads. There is no power grid. There is no fresh water. There is no sewage system. You are essentially buying a rock covered in dense vegetation, surrounded by corrosive saltwater. Furthermore, you have to look at what you are actually buying legally. In many of the most desirable tropical locations on Earth, like the Maldives, Fiji, or parts of Southeast Asia, you cannot actually buy the island at all. The government does not allow foreign nationals to hold freehold title to land. Instead, you are buying a leasehold. You are paying millions of dollars for the right to lease the island from the government for 30, 50, or 99 years. You are pouring tens of millions of dollars of infrastructure into a property that you will eventually have to hand back to the local government for absolutely nothing. Even in countries where you can buy freehold, like the Bahamas or Canada, you are subject to massive alien landholding taxes, stamp duties, and legal fees that can instantly add 10 to 20% to the purchase price before you have even set foot on the sand. But let us assume you buy a freehold island with clear title. Now you have to actually make it habitable. This is where you run face first into the infrastructure penalty. If you buy a plot of land on the mainland, you call the local utility company. They run a wire from a pole, they run a pipe from the street, and you have power and water. On an island, you are the utility company. If the island is less than a mile from the mainland, you might look into running a submarine power and water cable along the ocean floor. The cost for environmental impact studies, specialized marine trenching vessels, and armored submarine cables will easily run you between $1 and $3 million a mile, assuming the environmental regulators even allow you to dredge the seabed, which they usually will not if there is living coral or seagrass anywhere nearby. So, you have to go completely off-grid. Let us start with electricity. You have to build a microgrid. You install a massive solar array that takes up an acre of your precious land, paired with hundreds of thousands of dollars of industrial lithium-ion battery banks to store the power for the night. But solar is not perfectly reliable, especially during the tropical rainy season, so you must install massive redundant diesel generators. To run the generators, you need diesel fuel. You have to build a double-walled, environmentally secure fuel storage farm on the island. Every single month, a specialized fuel barge has to sail to your island and pump thousands of gallons of diesel into your tanks. If that barge gets delayed by a storm, your power goes out. If a pipe leaks and diesel spills into the ocean, you are facing catastrophic, multi-million-dollar environmental fines and massive international media backlash. Now you need water. You are surrounded by millions of gallons of water, but you cannot drink any of it. Unless you are incredibly lucky and your island happens to have a deep natural freshwater aquifer, you have to rely on rainwater catchment and desalination. Rainwater requires massive underground cisterns holding tens of thousands of gallons of water, which are constantly prone to algae growth and bacterial contamination if not treated perfectly. Desalination plants, reverse osmosis machines that strip the salt out of the ocean water, are incredibly expensive to buy, require a massive amount of your precious off-grid electricity to run, and are notoriously fragile. The highly specialized membranes constantly clog with microscopic marine life and silt. They require a full-time, highly trained engineer just to keep them from breaking down. And when you are done making the fresh water, you have to deal with the brine, the highly concentrated, super salty liquid waste that the machine spits out. You cannot just dump it straight back onto the coral reef, because the hypersalinity will instantly kill the local marine life. So you have to build a specialized dispersion system that carries the waste far out into the deep ocean currents. And then there is the other kind of waste. You cannot connect to a city sewer. You have to build a commercial-grade septic and wastewater treatment facility hidden somewhere in the jungle. If your septic system fails and leaks raw sewage into the pristine lagoon where you swim, you have not only ruined your vacation, you have triggered a massive biological hazard. You are spending $3, $4, or $5 million just on the invisible subterranean infrastructure before you have even poured the foundation for your house. Now, you actually have to build the house. This introduces you to the island logistics premium, which is the brutal mathematical reality that everything on an island costs 3 to 5 times more than it does on the mainland. If you want to build a $10 million house, it will cost you $30 million. Why? Because absolutely nothing exists on the island. Every single nail, every bag of concrete, every piece of drywall, every pane of hurricane impact glass, every stick of furniture, and every single drop of drinking water for your construction crew has to be loaded onto a truck on the mainland, unloaded from the truck onto a barge, sailed across the open ocean, unloaded from the barge onto your dock, and driven up to your construction site. If the wind is blowing too hard, the barge cannot sail, and your entire construction crew sits idle for a week while you pay their daily wages. And speaking of the crew, you cannot just hire local contractors to drive to work every day. You are building in the middle of nowhere. You have to convince 50 specialized tradesmen, electricians, plumbers, and carpenters to leave their families and live on a deserted rock for 2 years. Before you build your luxury villa, you have to build a temporary worker camp. You have to build dormitories. You have to build a commercial kitchen. You have to hire cooks to feed them 3 massive meals a day. You have to provide them with entertainment. And you have to pay them a massive premium, effectively hazard pay, just to get them to accept the absolute isolation. And while you are doing this, you are fighting a multi-year war with the environmental protection agencies. Private islands are almost always located in ecologically sensitive areas. They are surrounded by protected coral reefs. They are covered in protected mangroves. They are the seasonal nesting grounds for endangered sea turtles or rare migratory birds. You want to dredge a deep water channel so your 100-foot yacht can reach the dock, but the government tells you the dredging will suffocate a nearby reef with silt. You want to clear some brush to get a better view of the sunset, but the government tells you that specific bush is the only habitat for an endangered iguana. Every single physical change you make to the island requires a survey, a permit, and a massive consulting fee. But let us say you survive the construction. 5 years and $40 million later, the villa is built, the solar array is humming, the desalination plant is pumping, and the staff is hired. You finally have your dream island. Now you face the daily, relentless, invisible enemy that will torture you for as long as you own the property. Entropy. Mother Nature actively hates everything you have built, and she will use an arsenal of weapons to destroy it. The primary weapon is salt. You are living in a highly corrosive marine environment. Salt spray covers every surface. It eats through galvanized steel. It shorts out custom electronics. It destroys outdoor air conditioning compressors in a matter of months. Everything metal rusts. Everything wood rots. Everything fabric grows mold in the relentless tropical humidity. To fight this, you have to maintain a full-time, year-round staff. You cannot just lock the doors and go back to New York for 6 months. If you leave a private island unattended in the tropics for 6 months, the jungle will literally reclaim the buildings, the generators will seize up from lack of use, and the water systems will become entirely toxic. You need an estate manager, a full-time mechanical engineer to maintain the power and water plants, a landscaper to beat back the vegetation, security personnel to stop local fishermen from poaching on your reefs, or pirates from robbing your empty house, and a boat captain to run supplies back and forth to the mainland. You are running a payroll of $500,000 to $1 million a year just to keep the island from falling apart while you are not even there. Because the carrying costs are so catastrophically high, many private island owners attempt to pivot. They try to turn their private sanctuary into a business. They decide to rent the island out to other ultra-wealthy individuals for $50,000 or $100,000 a night when they are not using it. They want to create a hyper-exclusive boutique resort. This is an entirely new nightmare. You are no longer running a private home. You are now operating a commercial hospitality business in the most logistically difficult environment on Earth. The people paying $100,000 a night expect perfection. They expect Michelin star chefs. They expect flawless high-speed internet. They expect the air conditioning to never ever fail. To provide that level of service, your staff of 5 suddenly has to become a staff of 30. You need housekeepers, wait staff, massage therapists, and concierge directors. You have to build entirely separate, hidden housing blocks just for the massive army of employees required to pamper your paying guests. And then the insurance market introduces itself. Insuring a multi-million-dollar compound on a remote island is almost impossible. You are geographically isolated from any municipal fire department. If a fire starts in the kitchen, your property is going to burn to the ground because the nearest fireboat is 3 hours away. Furthermore, most tropical islands are sitting directly in the middle of the global hurricane belt. When a Category 5 hurricane carrying 180 mile-per-hour winds and a 15-foot storm surge hits your island, it does not matter how well you built the house. The dock will be ripped to shreds, the solar panels will be launched into the ocean, the vegetation will be stripped bare, and the first floor of the villa will be gutted by saltwater. Because of this, traditional insurance carriers will simply refuse to write a policy for you. You have to go to the secondary, specialized insurance markets, like Lloyd's of London, and you will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in premiums with massive multi-million-dollar deductibles. In many cases, owners simply choose to self-insure, meaning they accept the terrifying reality that a single bad storm could instantly wipe out $20 million of their net worth. And this leads to the ultimate inevitable conclusion of the private island life cycle: the exit. Eventually, the novelty wears off. The owner gets tired of flying for 12 hours, taking a small puddle jumper plane, and then enduring a 2-hour rocky boat ride just to get to their vacation home. They get tired of the endless phone calls from the estate manager explaining that the desalination plant broke down again or that the dock was destroyed by a winter swell. They realize that they are spending $2 million a year in operational costs to spend 3 weeks a year on a beach. They decide to sell. They call their luxury broker, they list the island for $40 million, and they wait, and they wait, and they wait. A private island is one of the most highly illiquid real estate assets on the planet. The pool of buyers who have $40 million in liquid cash, who actually want to deal with the logistical nightmare of off-grid living, and who specifically want your exact island in your exact location, is incredibly tiny. A luxury penthouse in Manhattan might take 6 months to sell. A private island can sit on the market for 5, 7, or 10 years without a single legitimate offer. During those 10 years, the owner is still bleeding millions of dollars a year in staffing, diesel fuel, and maintenance just to keep the property looking presentable for a buyer who may never arrive. They become a prisoner to their own paradise. Ultimately, the island is heavily discounted, sold at a massive loss to the next billionaire who thinks they can conquer the logistics, and the cycle of entropy and expense begins all over again. This is the reality sitting underneath the palm trees and the white sand. You are buying into an asset that requires the upfront capital of a luxury hotel, operates under the logistical constraints of a deep water oil rig, and carries the physical vulnerability of a sandcastle sitting below the high tide line. The margin of peace and isolation on a perfect sunny day is incredible, providing a level of privacy that simply does not exist anywhere else on Earth. But the math is completely unforgiving, constantly eaten alive by the island logistics premium, the astronomical cost of off-grid infrastructure, the relentless destructive power of the marine environment, and the terrifying illiquidity of the luxury real estate market. The brokers sell the dream of ultimate freedom. The barges deliver the diesel fuel, the hurricanes dictate your survival, and the financial liability isolates you long after the romance of the ocean has faded. You decide. If you found this video valuable, leave a like, subscribe, and comment below which business you want me to cover next.